Hey, what is going on, everybody? This is Beanie and welcome back to another video. In this video we are going to be talking about Battle Royale and specifically drafting in Battle Royale and how you are going to put together a beast team in MLB 2019. And there are some changes to Battle Royale in MLB 2019. It's going to be a little bit different. You're going to get some more diamonds, you're going to get some more golds, fewer commons. So putting together your team is going to be a little bit different. But what we're going to do in this video is we're going to go through a Battle Royale draft in MLB 2018 so I can tell you what kind of strategies I like to employ in building a really good Battle Royale team. I've gone flawless several times, so I really know what I'm talking about. And then I'm going to tell you what I think after we get done drafting. I'm going to tell you exactly what I think the changes are going to affect, and if it's going to affect any of my strategy and my approach whenever I'm putting together my team. So let's go ahead and get into it. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and just enter a Battle Royale draft here, and as you can see right off the bat, we have not that great of a first round for our diamonds. Okay, typically right here, I would look for a really good bat at a premium position. That's what I usually look for in my Battle Royale drafts. So honestly, right off the bat, I would probably think about redrafting this team just because this is not a very good first round. And that's also something that's going to change in MLB 19. You will have a redraft button. You'll forfeit that draft. You'll have to pay another 1,500 stubs to do it, but you won't have to quit out of a game or anything. You can just automatically redraft, and I would start thinking about it immediately right here because this isn't a very good first round. Now, I would be tempted to take this Jason Giambi, but the problem with it is that he doesn't play a premium position. It's very easy to find really good first baseman bats. So I'm not going to take him. I'm also not going to take this Darren Erstad because he just doesn't have any power. Now in MLB 19, a guy like this might be a little more viable because it's not going to be as power centric. It's not going to be as important to have guys with a ton of power, and having that contact and vision might be really valuable, and that defense and speed as well. But for these purposes, usually I wouldn't do this, but with a round like this, I think you have to just go ahead, bite the bullet, and take this Edwin Diaz. He's the best player available, and you won't have to worry much about your bullpen for the rest of the draft. So let's go ahead and take him. Okay, and now this is a gold round, which is nice because we have a diamond level player. And I'm not going to take Fred McGriff. Once again, he doesn't play a premium position, and he's very platoon heavy. He doesn't hit lefties all that well. I'm not going to take Kiermaier because he's a defense speed guy, doesn't hit well at all. But this Willy Adames, it's a very balanced hitter. He's got solid contact versus both sides. Okay power, not great power, but okay power. He's a diamond level player. He's gold hitting and fielding. He's got solid fielding and speed, and he plays a premium position. So I think this is a solid pickup. Just adding a little bit of depth to the lineup. Okay, right here we have a bronze round that does not have a reliever in it. Now, in 2019, you might take a starting pitcher here, but since this is still 2018 and I want to fill my entire rotation with common level starting pitchers, I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to go ahead and take maybe Michael Saunders, since it's easy to find a better left fielder later on. Okay. Now we have another bronze round with no relievers. I hate it when they do this, when they don't give me an option to take a reliever as my bronze round. They really just decide to arbitrarily fuck you here. But there are some pretty decent players. I like this Sean Rodriguez card because he is pretty versatile, and 62 power is okay. I also kind of like this Jesse Winker card because he has pretty good contact versus righties. He'd be a viable hitter in certain situations. So I think we'll just go ahead and take this Jesse Winker card, and we're going to have to really focus on outfield later on in the draft though. Okay, here we go. Our second diamond round, and I can already tell you I know exactly where I'm going with this. Some people might be tempted to take this Andrew Miller so you would have a dominant reliever versus a righty versus righties and lefties. I'm not going to do that. I think that's kind of overkill, but who I am going to take, I'm going to take this Ben Zobrist. I love this 87 overall Ben Zobrist in Battle Royale. He can play anywhere on the field, so he gives you a lot of versatility. Always look for versatility in the draft because it's very important. You know, if let's say that we end up getting a really good hitting second baseman late in the draft, but we already have this Ben Zobrist. Well, we're weak in the outfield. Ben Zobrist can play anywhere in the outfield, so you can just plug him into one of those spots where you're really weak. So I would much rather take that guy over this Adrian Gonzalez, who plays first. He's a platoon guy. Don't want that. This Ben Zobrist is also a switch hitter and a very balanced hitter, so we're going to take him. Okay, now our first common round, your first 5 common rounds, no matter what, should always go to starting pitchers. Here's another one, starting pitcher. Okay, so we've got 2 of our starting pitchers filled out. That's pretty good. Okay, now here's a bronze round, and this actually is a pretty good round because it gives us a relief pitcher, the legend Jim Palmer, and this is actually a pretty solid relief pitcher. I mean, he's got good stuff. He's got good hit and K per 9, so we're going to go ahead and take him. Another common round. We're going to take this Andrew Miller starting pitcher. Very nice. Another common. Okay, this is turning out better than I thought because we're getting a lot of our common rounds out of the way very early. We're going to have 4 of our starting pitchers done with. Okay, next up we have a silver round and a okay silver round. Not a great one. But we're going to go ahead and take this Francisco Cervelli. He has, you know, okay hitting stats, but when you consider that he's a catcher and that it's really hard to get catchers that hit awesome, I think that this is probably going to be the best pickup for us, and we can just pick him up and not you know, think about catcher for the rest of the draft. So let's pick him up. And our last common, or not our last common round, but our last starting pitcher, we can eat that up. And the great thing about this, I'm glad that this happened, is now you will have no more starting pitcher options whenever you draft. So in any silver or gold or bronze round, you are going to have an extra slot there for an extra player, so you have a better chance of getting really good hits like silver hitters, maybe a solid bronze hitter or a really good gold hitter, or maybe even a reliever if you decide to go that route. So we're going to pick up this Eric Skoglund. This is really good. Okay, great. This is exactly what I was talking about, okay? I was talking about not picking up a first baseman because it's really easy to find good hitting first baseman. This is exactly what I was talking about here. This Kenny Vargas card murders righties, and he's a 71 bronze. That is, you know, that costs you nothing to get a really good first baseman that can hit righties. Yeah, he's a platoon guy, but he's a bronze. What do you expect? We're gonna pick him up and be very happy about it. Okay, here it gives us 2 relievers in our gold round. I'm not a huge fan of that. And, God, it didn't give us great hitters as our golds either. Ugh, I kind of hate this round. I mean, I'm tempted to take this Felipe Vasquez. I mean, our bullpen would be sick. But this Bryce Harper, I mean, you guys know Bryce Harper is pretty good. Even though his stats may not say it. You know what? We're almost done with our lineup. We're going to fill the rest of it out with silvers. I'm not super happy about this draft, but we are going to have a good bullpen. We got the righty-lefty matchup. That is pretty nice. But we're not going to worry about our bullpen really much at all anymore. Okay, this round we have a nice balanced hitter in Rafael Devers. Another kind of balanced hitter in Adam Jones. And we do need some outfield help for sure. And Alberto Almora, who is more of a contact-oriented guy, but I think he has a pretty nice swing that gives him a little extra pop, maybe. He's a good defender, too. Yeah, okay, I think we're going to take this Alberto Almora. I hope I don't end up regretting that, but that's who we're going to take. Okay, we're going to spend a common round on a reliever here. Okay, man, they are not. They just refuse to give me very good hitters, don't they? Okay, we're going to have to waste another round on a reliever here. We're going to go Aradis Vizcaíno because those hitters sucked. We'll go bronze reliever here. and common reliever here. Now the rest of our picks are going to be devoted to hitters, so we should really be able to stack up on the guys that we really want. So yeah, that's pretty nice. Okay, who is the best hitter of this bunch? None of them are really all that great. So what we're going to do is we're going to go for speed at the bronze and common level. You know, if you can't find anything else to go on your bench, always look for like one tool that could end up helping you out. And this Hunter Dozier has 80 speed. He'd be a pretty good pinch runner. So I'm going to throw him onto the team. Now we don't need a catcher. Oh man. Bad hitters here. Okay, this guy's an okay hitter. Brett Phillips, he has a little bit of speed too, good on defense. I could see uses for him. He'll be fine throwing on the bench. My goodness, they are just fucking us right in our butthole, aren't they? They refuse to give us anything good. Good Lord, man. Okay, I guess we're going to take this Jose Peraza. He's versatile. We can put him at third base. He's better than the Hunter Dozier. He has some speed, I guess. God, that is awful, though. Give me some power, man. That is not what I'm talking about. Damn. Okay, well, actually, I take that back. This is an okay round. This is an okay round. We could take Troy Tulowitzki here, put him at third in place of Hunter Dozier, maybe. Or Rafael Devers could serve the same purpose. And I kind of like the Devers a little more as a hitter because he has a little more power. And okay, here we go. Finally, we get Matt Kemp. Matt Kemp is a really good Battle Royale player. Yeah, he's and we need some outfielders. Yeah, I like this pick a lot. And then finally, they're just not giving it to me, man. This is a bad Battle Royale draft. There is some randomness involved in it that you can't help. We're going to take the Bradley Zimmer because of speed. Okay, now let's put together this team and see what it looks like. Okay, we're going to put Matt Kemp in left field. Rafael Devers, we're going to put him at third base. Hunter Dozier can actually play the outfield too, and so can Jose Peraza. So we're going to stick Albert Almora right there. And then I think we're going to put Jose Peraza in center field. I like him a little better than the Jesse Winker. I mean, this team isn't the worst thing I've ever seen, but it's definitely not great. They just wouldn't give me any cards with any power at all. I mean, we have this Kenny Vargas card, which is okay, I guess. And we have Matt Kemp. And actually, you know what? I'm thinking I'm going to hit some of my speedy guys up first. So let's put... Almora's not exactly speedy, but... Okay, then we'll hit Adames, then Vargas, then Kemp. Well, no, actually, let's do this. Then Vargas, then Kemp, then Devers, then Peraza, then Cervelli. It's not a terrible hitting team, but it's definitely not what I look for whenever I draft. Then on the bench, you have Jesse Winker, solid pinch hitter. Hunter Dozier, he's okay. And then you got some speedy guys. And then the bullpen is really good, though. A lot of people may really like this team because of the bullpen. I mean, you have Edwin Diaz, beautiful. But see, this is kind of what I'm talking about. Whenever you focus on your bullpen, you really end up sacrificing offensively, because this is not a good team offensively. You're going to be getting into a lot of extra inning games with a team like this. Okay, so that was not a very good draft. I'm not going to go in and redo a draft to try to make it better or anything like that. I did the best with what they were offering me and the concepts that I was talking about, looking for positional scarcity, looking for power, even though they didn't give me any, focusing on your lineup rather than the rotation or the bullpen, filling out your rotation with common players. Those are all concepts that I really believe in. And now next year, you're going to have 3 diamonds, 3 golds, and 7 silvers to work with. That is 13 players that are going to make up the bulk. God, I'm almost losing my voice here. Let me get a drink. that are going to be making up the bulk of your team. You're going to have 13 players. That is plenty. You have to fill up 8 spots in your lineup, so that's 8 out of 13. I would suggest trying to get 2 of those spots devoted to bench players, whether that is a pinch runner, pinch hitters, platoon guys. So 10 players in total, I would say, need to be positional players. And then the final 3 can go to your bullpen. And I would try to make those 3 silvers. I would not use diamond or golds for the bullpen unless you really kind of have to, unless you're like me and you get a bad round like I did in this particular draft. So that's what I would do. I would use maybe 1 gold, maybe 1 diamond, but definitely not more than that. Mostly you want that to be silver cards. So you want your team next year, whenever you're drafting in MLB 19, and it comes out in just a few days, guys. I would say that whenever you go into a Battle Royale draft, your target should be 4 common starting pitchers with 1 bronze, because there's only 4 commons next year, so that will make up your rotation. Then in your bullpen, I would say 4 bronzes, maybe 3 bronzes, and then 3 to 4 silver pluses, silvers or better, in your bullpen. I think that'll be plenty. And then in your lineup, 9 to 10 silver, gold, or diamond positional players. I think that will be the optimal lineup. You also want to focus on, and this is just true generally, not just for 19, you want to focus on getting a nice balance between righties and lefties. You don't want to have a player that is going to be exposed to any platoons without having a substitution for him on your bench. You're going to want to focus on switch hitters like Ben Zobrist. That's a very good example. Chipper Jones is another one of switch hit. Marwin Gonzalez is another one. Switch hitters that are pretty balanced, that can hit both sides really well, that won't need a platoon at any point. Look for guys like that. Jose Ramirez, that's another one. Francisco Lindor. I mean, I could rattle off a ton. There are plenty of options there to find really good switch hitters. And if you follow these tips, I think that you'll at least have the team put together in order to make a flawless run. And if you listen to the rest of my tutorials on hitting, pitching, and all that good stuff, I think that you will be making flawless runs in no time. So anyways, guys, that is going to do it for this video. If you enjoyed it, please leave a like. And if you're new, like I say, please subscribe. It would really help me out, helps my self-esteem. I cry myself to sleep every night, but for every subscriber that I get, that's 1 less tear that will be falling out of my shits. So thank you very much. I love you guys, and I will see you guys tomorrow. But until then, peace.